Hello, and welcome to the Piper's Table. Today I'm gonna smoke the very last of a very special and legendary pipe tobacco out of a pipe that I think is quite legendary itself. And so this evening I'm about to smoke the very last of my Esoterica Pembroke, and this is from 2002. There's a little crumb left there, but a little bit of crumbs left. I'll probably give it to the roots of a tree. A bit of a personalized wassail from yours truly. But it's a special day. I'm a little bit early for it, but I wanted to have a moment to talk with all of you guys and spend a bowl's worth of time with you here. But it is the winter solstice. For me, the true start of the Yule season is my most favorite time of year, but it's also the longest night of the year. And a lot of the traditional celebrations for this season around Yule involve lighting a fire and merrymaking as a way to bring a little bit of light into the darkest part of the year. But there's also a lot of it's a time for reflection. It's time for looking back and thinking about the past seasons, the past year, a lot of reflection. There's a lot of esoteric elements, so what better day than to finish off the Esoterica Pembroke. And I'm not actually going to talk too much about the tobacco today, which some of you might be disappointed in that, but also, the last episode, Ryan and I cracked open a can of Christmas cheer from 2004, and that was fantastic. We talked about that, but not a lot of people have McClellan tobacco or Esoterica tobacco. A lot of people might not ever get a chance to get it. So I don't really want to focus on tobaccos that we might not be able to have in common with each other. It just so happens to be what I wanted to enjoy myself tonight. But anyways, the legendary pipe that I'm talking about is my Peterson XL90 in the Irish whiskey finish. I know the lighting in here isn't very good, and my phone isn't very good, and the Piper's Table I don't think is actually probably the channel that is known for video quality, just hopefully quality of video. But it's a beautiful pipe. It's got a beautiful cross grain here, and lots of bird's eye. This whole side is just bird's eye. It's got the beautiful white gold band, really stout stem. I experimented today. I've actually never done this. This has got one of the P-lips on it, and I saw a picture online where somebody had put one of these softy bites and just pushed it down past that. So I decided I'm going to give that a try. It's starting to get some grooves, some teeth marks. This is the oldest pipe that I have. A lot of history with this pipe, and I've been smoking this pipe almost half as long as I've been alive. But yeah, I was just kind of reflecting on things, and I hadn't smoked this pipe in quite some time for whatever reason, and I thought I should renew my friendship with it, and that's going to be kind of the topic of this video. But give me a second here to go ahead and light this up, and then we can continue on. that first draw right upon the light is worth a lot of reflection itself. This really is just a fantastic tobacco, and I know I said I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about the tobacco, but if you had Esoterica Pembroke, you understand. If you get a chance to try it, I think it's worth it. I don't necessarily think all the Esoterica offerings are worth the hype or the money that some people are willing to pay, but for me personally, in my taste, Pembroke is one of them that it's worth the money. I think it's a really nice tobacco. But anyways, about this pipe. So now, I talked about this pipe a long time ago when I very first started putting videos on YouTube here, but it wasn't actually me who bought this pipe. This pipe was bought in Indianapolis, Indiana, at a place called Hardwick's in Broad Ripple. I don't even know if it's there anymore, but they sold fine pipes and fine writing utensils. It was a really classy, high-end store. But it was bought by my friend Murphy to take with him overseas to go to war. And I went with him the day he bought this pipe because I already had a Peterson, and I was kind of pushing him to get a Peterson, and he picked this one. And I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was a very good choice. But anyways, he bought this pipe, and he shipped off to Middle East to go to war. And he was there for a while. And while he was there, he was actually in an incident where he got blown up. He actually lost his leg. He survived, but he lost his leg, which hasn't slowed him down at all. I mean, he's a weightlifter and does jiu-jitsu, travels all over the country doing jiu-jitsu and things like that, so it definitely hasn't slowed him down. But he's also one of the biggest, tallest dudes I know, so it's kind of wild to think about, losing a leg. I mean, anybody losing a leg would be awful, but when you're 6.5+ feet tall, it's really anyways, he lost his leg, but he had this pipe in his pocket when he got blown up. So this pipe literally was on his person and was blown up with him, and he survived and the pipe survived. And he had to go to the hospital, obviously, and all that. And the pipe probably went to some kind of storage with his other personal effects while he was in his recovery, and all the medical stuff, and then the other official military stuff. But anyways, a couple years probably went by, and he got a bunch of his stuff back from the Marine Corps that was overseas there, and one of the things in it was this pipe. And he decided that smoking just wasn't for him. It wasn't what he wanted to do. And so he gifted me this pipe. And that really meant a lot to me. Really meant something to me that I couldn't really put to words at the time. And I don't know if I still really can. But, I was with him. I know what the pipe cost him. I know what it meant to him at the time. The fact that it traveled to war, saw battle, and lived, and somehow made its way back to me. Well, it already had its own sort of legacy and legend brewing. But this pipe immediately became one of my most prized possessions because Murphy um, he's my brother. He's not blood, but he's my brother. And we grew up together, and I consider him kin. So it was a very monumental gift to me. And I've taken this pipe everywhere. And I was quite an adventurer myself for most of my adult life, really. And I never went anywhere without this pipe ever again. When I would be in town, I would take it to the local cafe and I would smoke. And there was a tobacco shop, I'd get tobacco and I would go sit and I would drink coffee and I would just smoke. Sometimes I would just sit there and smoke all day long. I'd take it on hikes with me, take it fishing, take it canoeing. I took it hitchhiking, train hopping. This pipe has either been hanging from my mouth or riding in my backpack tucked away, safe and secure, up and down and through damn near every mountain range and swath of woods in the United States. Continental. Never went up to Alaska, never to Hawaii. Never really left the continental U.S., but this pipe's been coast to coast on foot, bicycles, motorcycles, vehicles, hopping trains, living in luxury, living like a bandit in the woods. It's done it all and it's seen it all. And it's always been with me. And I was just thinking about that today and thinking about, because I've always enjoyed the pipe. I always really loved it, but I never really thought a whole heck of a lot about it in a deeper, more reverent manner until recently when I started kind of, it was like this special sacred item to me, but I never really considered the depth of that much until recently. And I've been thinking a lot more recently about how, I bought my first pipe when I was 18 and I'm 37, and so I've literally been smoking I've been smoking a pipe longer than I was alive without smoking a pipe. Half my life plus 1 year. And I never really thought about how much of a kind of key component it is to my life, my lifestyle, and who I am, and all that kind of stuff. But take a drink here. I did switch to a bourbon. I was drinking some wine earlier with a pipe, and never done that before, and I've been kind of on a wine kick lately. Been trying a lot of different wines, and some of them are pretty good, and I kept thinking, man, some of these gotta be awesome with a pipe. There's kind of the quintessential people like to smoke a cigar and drink a nice port wine or something like that, and so I thought, well, wine and a pipe might be really nice together. Not the mix for me. It was not the mix for me. Um, I was smoking some the Cornell and Deal Golden Days of Yore, and drinking red wine. And in my head, I thought, oh, well, the combination might kind of almost have the same flavor as a mulled wine, but the wine's not warmed. But it was just dry. The wine was really dry, and the combination with the smoke really just dried my tongue out. I couldn't hardly taste any of it. Not really, not for me. Um, so that's, yeah. There's a side note. Anybody who likes to drink wine with their pipe tobaccos, I'd be curious to know what wines you're drinking and with what tobaccos you're drinking them with. Well, yeah, I had to switch to the bourbon, so which maybe I'll regret in the morning after drinking a bunch of wine. But hey, it's Yule official, so it's time to get festive. Got my hat. My wife and I, we got up. Well, we stayed up late and got up and wrapped some Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff while the kids were sleeping. Secret Santa biz. And I just been smoking pipe after pipe. I really kind of can't get enough of them today, which, you know, it's there's probably not a better companion for being deep in thought and considering things than a good briar full of pipe tobacco. Which, on that note, with thinking about this pipe and the history of this pipe and everything like that, and all that I was saying a minute ago, I think I kind of finally maybe might have put some words to how I feel about this pipe and whatever, what it means to me, I guess. So, I'm going to give it a go. This will be the first poem I've written in many years, and probably the first one that I've ever read on YouTube. This would be, I don't really have a title for it yet, but in my head I'm thinking it is an ode to my Peterson XL90. Hark, a tale I spin of pipe and man, a journey bold and long, of briarwood, a steadfast friend, the comforts of its song. No dragon's horde nor giant's wrath did challenge us this day, but weary miles and chilling winds that sought to steal away. The warmth that burned within my breast dulled the mind's bright flame. Then forth I drew my trusty pipe and whispered forth its name. With practised hand I filled its bowl with leaf of dark delight, a kindled flame, a tiny sun, to banish fading light. The smoke, a swirling silver mist, rose heavenward on high, a fragrant cloud, a gentle cloak, beneath the weeping sky. Through tangled wood and marshy fen, over crag and winding stream, my pipe, it marched beside me still, through dawn and twilight's gleam. Of comfort found in simple things, a solace hard to name, a steadfast friend, a whispered word, a calming, steady flame. The path is long, the journey hard, but hope burns bright and true, till every journey finds its end. Old briar pipe, my loyal friend, shall help me see it through. And when at last the shadows fall and rest my body crave, lay my pipe close, old faithful friend, its counsel gently waved. So I raise my glass to my briar's grace, to friendship's simple art, a journey shared, a tale well told, a solace to the heart. Well, there you have it, folks. This really has me deep in thought today. But I hope you enjoyed that poem. Hope you enjoyed spending a little time here at the Piper's table. And I wish all of you a very warm and merry solstice. May you have feast of plenty, lots of good drink, lots of good tobacco, good friends, close family around. Hope you have a really joyous and festive Yule and a Merry Christmas. Try to make another video before then because I've been really into some Christmas blends lately. But I've never really been one to sort of force things. I'm kind of a chaotic force, if anything else. I just kind of let them flow, you know. Sometimes I'm sort of just struck by inspiration, and many times I'm not, and I sort of just act on whichever one it is that's in the moment. So, right, nope. Glad Yule, happy solstice, Merry Christmas. From here at the Piper's table to you and yours.